In 2007, North America was graced with the start of the fourth generation of Pokemon, being Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. At the beginning of this year, we celebrated Pokemon's 25th anniversary, and when celebrating, we were graced with a trailer for remakes for Diamond and Pearl, being Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now, it's no surprise to anybody that the initial trailer of these games were, to put it lightly, dog shit, and did not do these games the justice that they should have been done. They looked really bad. There was bad lighting. The models didn't look very nice. The environments looked kind of flat. The games just didn't look appealing at the time. But after a couple of months of waiting, we finally were graced with another trailer in August. And this trailer did the game so much more justice. The game looked so much better. The lighting was better. The models were constructed better. They gave us some more content that made it seem like the games weren't going to be as faithful of remakes as they were originally leading on to be. And overall, the game just looked a lot more appealing. Now, fast forward to November 19th. The games are out. I played Brilliant Diamond. So what do I think of it? Let's talk about it. The original Diamond and Pearl follows the story of either Lucas or Dawn as they journey through the Sinnoh region with the goal of becoming the region's new champion while dealing with Team Galactic's antics. With Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl being faithful remakes, the story is pretty much note for note the exact same thing as the original. So if you played the original Diamond and Pearl, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into with this one. To be a little bit more specific about Team Galactic, they are an evil organization from the Sinnoh region that is run by this handsome young fellow, Cyrus. Wait, hold on, my bad. This handsome young fellow, Cyrus. And at first in the story, they are doing the typical antics of evil teams, which is just stealing people's Pokemon. But the further you get into the game, you realize what it really is that they're looking for. And that is to create a new universe where human emotion does not exist, because Cyrus over here feels as if human emotion is the main reason as to why the universe sucks and why everything is the way that it is, and he feels like it'd be better to advance and it'd be better for everybody if everyone was void of all of these human emotions that are holding them back from whatever it is they want to do in their lives. And in a way, he might be a little bit right. If you're, sometimes when you think about it, he could be right, but, this is also really extreme to be doing, just because you don't like how people act, but, to be honest, I fucks with it. I fucks with Cyrus. Team Galactic to this day is my favorite evil team. That could just be my Gen 4 bias. I don't know, but I really like Team Galactic. Their designs are real wacky though. What the fuck is going on with their hair though? These bowl haircuts, they all have this. I don't know why they all have this. I don't know who greenlit this. Their outfits, on the other hand, also are looking kind of wacky too. That goes for the commanders. They're all looking kind of wacky. Just wacky is the best way to put it, but wacky is good sometimes. I think the best thing I can say is that I was spoiled by Platinum these last couple of years, because whenever I talk about going back to play Sinnoh or Gen 4, I'm always talking about Platinum. I'm never talking about the original Diamond and Pearl. So going through these games again and seeing how the original story played out again for the first time in a decade, it was weird because I was so used to all the changes in Platinum that when I go back and I look at the original, it just feels off. There's so much more things that are fleshed out in Platinum that weren't really fleshed out here. So when you have to downgrade and go see all that again, it just makes things a little more difficult. For example, one of the biggest things is there's a whole extra battle with Cyrus in Platinum that isn't in the original Diamond and Pearl, and they kept that in here. So you only get 2 battles with him. And I don't know, something about him trying to create an entirely new universe with the use of one of the legendary Pokemon instead of using all 3 like he wanted to do in Platinum just doesn't make any sense to me, because how is it that just one of them is going to be able to do exactly what it is that he needs? And I know it's explained in the story at some point, if I remember correctly. Like, I'm trying to think of it at the top of my head, but if it was explained, it didn't really make any sense. And I don't really know. Like, it's just so much about the originals that don't sit right with me that I'm glad was changed in Platinum. And now you have to relive that stuff again because of how much they want to make this a faithful remake to the original. And I feel like during that last segment, I repeated myself a lot, but it's the best way I can really describe how I feel about this. Overall, the story of Diamond and Pearl, in my opinion, is very especially coming off of playing Platinum so much. Like, you really don't realize how many changes were made to make the story flow a lot better in Platinum until you go back to the original and play it. I don't know. I really wish that Diamond and Pearl got the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire treatment instead of what happened here. And you're probably going to hear me make comparisons to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire a lot during this video, because that's the ideal way, in my opinion, that Pokemon should be doing remakes. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Now, while the story for this game might be a carbon copy of what we got before, the presentation is not, on the other hand. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the initial trailer that we got back in February made these games look trash bus, doo-doo butter, garbage, every synonym for garbage under the sun. And as much of an over-exaggeration as that may sound, I want you to look at this right now and tell me that I'm wrong. Like, just look at it. But fortunately, it didn't look like that forever, because also, like I said in the beginning, the trailer we got back in August made the games look so much better. And they more accurately reflected the final product than the first trailer did, which is good, which is great. I'm glad they did that, because I'd be really upset if they thought that releasing this in November was going to be a really good idea, especially at full price, because you got to be smoking that cyber pack to think that that's something that you should be doing out here in these streets. That's not what we do around here. I think these games look immaculate. I even think they look better than Sword and Shield. I know Sword and Shield came out 2 years ago, and I know it's beating a dead horse at this point, but like, at this point, I really don't give a fuck. Fuck Sword and Shield. But anyway, I think that these are some of the best looking Pokemon games that we've ever gotten. The shading is nice, the textures are nice. I just think that the game just aesthetically looks really good, in my opinion. And in terms of like the model quality, now, I was one of the many people who were not on board with the whole chibi idea in the very beginning, because again, I wanted a full-fledged Sinnoh remake. Like, I wanted it on the same level as, again, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which means I low-key kind of wanted like the model quality of Sword and Shield, just like with better graphics. And I didn't get that, and I was upset at first, but again, as time went on, the chibi style really grew on me, and it's not my preferred style for Pokemon going forward, but I really do like how it looks. I'm a really big fan of Pokemon's music. Pokemon has like the Sonic thing going on, where even if the game is like really bad, the music typically is like the one good part of it. And I'm a really big fan of the original Diamond and Pearl soundtrack, so knowing that information, I'd obviously be really excited to know what the remix soundtrack was going to be like for these games. And I'm proud to say that I was not disappointed. Hearing all the music again during my first playthrough of this game really brought me back to 2008 when I played the original Diamond and Pearl for the first time. And it's just re-experiencing all of that good music, just updated without the hindrance of the DS's like sound quality, really hit hard. And you just gotta hear some of this to understand where I'm coming from. All in all, the presentation for this game is really solid to me. I liked what I was seeing, I liked what I heard, everything just really hit home with me. Now, again, I know I said earlier that the chibi style started to grow on me, but there's still like a very small part of me that like wishes that we got like the full-fledged remakes that I was looking for. And I know that this was a new like experiment, but like if you wanted to experience, get it, because it's an RPG, so like you gotta get experience to. If you wanted to experiment with remakes, why did it have to be Diamond and Pearl? Like, why couldn't you just do Johto or something else, like, just to see how that goes? But I don't know. Again, in all, everything looked good in my opinion. Everything sounded good in my opinion. Pretty solid stuff. Fucking Pokemon. It's been the same game for 25 years. You don't need me to tell you anything about this. In all seriousness though, this is the same game that you played before. It's Pokemon. The game doesn't really change. But even though this is a Diamond and Pearl remake, you do now have the benefits of the current day changes to everything. Like the fairy typing, like stat changes and stat buffs, moveset changes to certain Pokemon. You have all of these benefits now, which makes going through the games a little bit more enjoyable, makes the games a little bit more different than what you did the first time, and that's appreciated. But there is one thing that I will say about this game that is really fucking stupid, and it's the Pokédex. I know that they wanted to do a faithful remake to Diamond and Pearl, and that's fine, but except for the fact that it's not, because Diamond and Pearl, like I said before, have a lot of issues that needed to be fixed with Platinum, and that's what they did. So when you go through Platinum, see all the changes, and then come back to this game and go back to what you did the first time, which was already wrong to begin with, things clearly aren't going to stick. And one of those things is the Pokédex, like I said, because instead of having the extended Pokédex of Platinum, all of the new evolutions, more than fucking 2 fire types and like 2 electric types, they go back to that. So now your only options again are either Chimchar or Ponyta. You go back to having only like fucking Luxray and I think Raichu. I don't really remember off the top of my head. Fucking the Eevee has to be what? The Eevee that you usually get in Heart Home was moved to fucking post-game like it was before. It's like, changes like this don't make any sense because you're going backwards, and it's fucking stupid. We're going back from having like all of these options to just 151 again, and you can't really do anything with that. Now, they tried to remedy this by having the new Pokemon hideaways as a part of the underground. We're going to segue talking about that, talking about this, but the Pokemon hideaways basically gives you access to Pokemon that aren't part of Diamond and Pearl's original decks, right? But you wouldn't have to do this if they included these Pokemon in the Pokédex to begin with, which is what they should have did. But I guess it's some kind of compromise. I mean, it does give you access to the evolutions that you missed out on. Okay, I should say some of them, because they're still doing dumb shit. Like, you can't get Gliscor until post-game because the item needed to evolve Gligar isn't available until post-game. You fucking, in order to get like Electivire, you have to find an Elekid that's holding the Electorizer. But the problem with that is, not only is Elekid very rare to find in the underground, an Elekid with the Electorizer is also very rare to find in the underground. So you're basically sitting there for however long trying to find this thing. It took me damn near 20 to 30 minutes just to find one with the Electorizer, and that shit is tedious. I don't want to have to do that just to get Pokemon that should have already been in the decks to begin with. But at least it's some sort of new content. It gives you a little bit more of incentive to go into the underground. I don't really feel like it makes up for the features that are missing in the underground, like furniture for the secret bases. I mean, now all you can do is put statues in there, to change the type of Pokemon that you find in the hideaways, and that's great and all, but I wanted to put up my furniture. I wanted to make my base, and Capture the Flag is gone. A lot of the mini games from the underground beforehand are gone, and I didn't have friends back in the day or internet, so I didn't really get the chance to do any of those underground activities, and I wanted to do them now, but I can't because they're not in the game. And it's like, you gain some things, you take away some things, but it's like the things that you gain don't really make up for what was lost. I would much rather have the underground minigames be back and the ability to decorate my secret bases than the fucking hideaway situation, in my opinion. I don't know about anybody else, but that's how I feel. But I do like the changes to the underground. Again, it's still not as good as the original, but it is something. Could have been a lot better, but it is what it is. To talk about some other like smaller changes or features that were added into this game, they brought back the ability for your Pokemon to follow you. Now, at first glance, you would think that this is a good thing, because following Pokemon is a beloved feature of the series that everybody has wanted back since Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They brought it back in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, so it should be a staple, right? You'd be very much wrong, though. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, in my opinion, perfected following Pokemon. You had proper overworld scaling for like the size of the actual Pokemon compared to the trainer. If the Pokemon was really large, your trainer would ride on it. Pause, what the fuck? You even have Pokemon who would outrun you, like Mew or Pikachu, but they would just know where you're about to go. That's kind of funny to me. Like, you see them just sprinting. And they just, oh, there you go. They know. And then, oh, there they go again. They know. So then Sword and Shield comes out. And what do? They fuck it up. Badly, actually.
You want to hurry the fuck up? How you the fastest Pokemon in this game, and you're moving that damn slow? What the fuck? You have like base 1000 speed. What are you doing? You fucking serious, man? Some bullshit. If you don't hurry your This game is trash! This game is fucking trash! Did you see that? Did you fucking see that shit? Oh my...
That's all that needs to be said about that. Now, when I heard that following Pokemon was going to be back in BDSP, I was very much excited. Then the games come out, right? And I just... How the fuck did they do it again? It's not even that hard. Okay, first of all, aesthetics-wise, I don't really like this, because they basically took the in-game battle models and just shrunk them down to be at the same height as the Chibis. Why didn't they just create new Chibi models for the Pokemon? And model-wise, it's not all bad, because Pokemon like Pikachu and Piplup, like small Pokemon, it kind of fits the way that they are, like that's fine. But then when you start getting to bigger Pokemon like Garchomp and fucking Luxray shit, now that shit looks kind of wonky. And all of the legendaries are back in this game again. Well, all of the ones up to Gen 4 are back in this game again. And you can also have them follow you, right? What the fuck is this? Why is my man just floating around like that? Like, he's not even like trying to like fly. Like, what is this shit? Like, they allowed this to happen. Somebody greenlit this. What the fuck? On top of all that, the lagging problem is still there. Some of these Pokemon are fast as fuck. Why are they lagging behind the trainer so much? Like, Lucario can get damn near off-screened. You fucking around with him. And they also have this problem where, like, they're, like, actual, like, solid things following you. So, like, if you're trying to, like, squeeze your way through, like, a tight space to get, like, an item or something, and then it gets even more annoying because you're trying to go back to where you just came from, and then you got this fuckboy standing in the way. Like, can you move, please? Get the fuck out of the way! Another really superfluous thing that I like that they added to this game is that you can clean your badges again. In handheld mode, at least. That's cool. Okay, I probably should have mentioned this in, like, the presentation part, but since we're about to transition and talking about the battle stuff going on in this game, I did want to bring attention to the fact that I feel like these games... What the fucking word just stopped. I feel like these games did a little bit better job with the battle backgrounds than Sword and Shield did. Now, occasionally, you still have the fucking void of nothingness, like, inside of certain buildings and, like, on the cycling road. but like for the most part, a lot of the battle backgrounds look really nice, and I even think they look better than the ones in Sword and Shield. I just don't fucking like Sword and Shield. So any chance I get to talk about how fucking stupid it is, I'm gonna take it. But anyway, they could have did a little bit better with some of these battle backgrounds. Like, again, the whole fucking void shit needs to stop. Just make a battle interior for that shit. But overall, they did good. Okay, so now the battles. Okay, so what I'm gonna talk about here is something that's kind of wacky, right? Because the difficulty of the battles kind of like varies from fight to fight, because some fights are easier than others and some fights are fucking ball twisting difficult to others. I think ball twisting is like very over exaggerated, but like, for example, up to like a certain point, I think up until I want to say like Fantina, I was just smooth sailing through the whole game. Like, I wasn't really struggling in any regards or anything, right? But then I get to Fantina, and then I had a bit of a problem because I didn't really have anything on my team to handle dark, it's not her type. I didn't have anything on my team to handle ghost types. So it made things just slightly a bit more difficult, right? I decided to also set the game to set instead of shift to make things a little bit more difficult for myself, and it was still pretty easy in the beginning until Fantina. But then even after Fantina, with like Byron, the one gym leader, I forgot her name, and Volkner, it got easier again. Until the Elite Four, that is, because I don't know what they did this time around with the Elite Four, but they have got to be the most difficult Elite Four situation in the fucking main franchise, in my opinion. And that even includes Cynthia. Because, let me tell you, these motherfuckers had plans. Like, they have fucking battle items. They have competitive level teams and strategies. And it's like, I love that. Why aren't more bosses like that in Pokemon? Like, why, after 25 years of the series, is this the first time that they ever gave competitive level teams to main story boss battles? That's tough. They should do that a lot more often. I got aggravated because I was getting my ass whooped a lot, but I like that. I want to continue to get my ass whooped. I want to try and improve and do better. You know? You feel me? All in all, it was a decent gameplay experience. There are a lot of changes from the originals here that I liked. There was a lot of changes here that I didn't like. It was still fun regardless, in my opinion at least. In conclusion, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are pretty okay games. I would highly recommend these games to anybody who has never played a Sinnoh game ever, whether it be the original Diamond and Pearl or Platinum. But on the other hand, if you have played Platinum or even the Drayano hack Renegade Platinum, you don't really need to play this, to be honest. It's kind of a lesser experience than both of those games. And if you want to revisit Sinnoh, I would highly recommend doing it through either Platinum or Renegade Platinum. And I would even recommend that for your first go-round with fucking Sinnoh in general. But if you don't have access to those, then I guess that this is a pretty good alternative. Now, I do like this new practice of Game Freak handing off like remakes to a different company while they focus on the main shit. I like it. But I just really hope, whether it be ILCA or another company taking over for the remakes next time, for I'm guessing Black and White, I think that's next. I guess that's next. I hope they just take what's good about these and what's bad about them and just improve upon it in general. Because I don't really know if I'm going to like it if we have a similar situation that happened here with Black and White. Because Black and White shit on the original Diamond and Pearl so fucking much, and I do not want that to be ruined for me when their eventual remakes come around. But once again, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are pretty alright games. Play them if you want to experience Sinnoh and don't have access to Platinum, or even just try them out. Even like if you're a Pokemon fan, just try them out, I guess. But I would still recommend Platinum over this. So that concludes my very first review on this channel, and it's a learning experience. I feel like I probably went on a whole lot of tangents that didn't need to happen, but like I just said, learning experience. I'll get it down eventually, hopefully. In terms of what's coming next, Pokemon Legends Arceus is right around the corner, so I plan to review that next. And I also have an update video that's probably going to be coming out shortly after this one to sort of like fill the gap and fill the void in between fucking this review and the next one. So be on the lookout for all that. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see y'all next time.
Leveling, hella bins, turn it up, Mexican, turn it up, traps in, but my dudes we swing like Tarzan. I'm the king of the pop, yo girls, I might pull up in the drop top with the Draco.